So now we're preparing for an alternative take on the latke. We're calling this the root vegetable latke because, why, that's right, you guessed it. We're using some root vegetables. The root vegetables we're using are beets, because they're great, they're gonna make it a really, really cool color, and parsnips, because they're like carrots, but cooler. We're gonna use shallots, green onion, and 2 eggs, about a half a teaspoon of cumin, coriander, white pepper, and a nice half teaspoon of black pepper. Half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt. And just bring that together. And then in we go. About a 1/4 cup of flour. Again, because of the lack of starch in the beets and the parsnips, I'm gonna add a little bit more starch to this one. Then I'm just gonna bring this together. This is why I like to put the scallions in there. You see how those just nice little flecks of green pop out? If this starts to give up a little bit more liquid, I might add a tablespoon or 2 more flour. But at this point, I'm ready to go into the oil. So before this starts to give up more water, let's head into the hot oil and make the root vegetable latke. Totally great and totally different from the classic latke. You still have that super lacy, crunchy exterior, but on the inside, the shallot is a whole different flavor. The green onion, that little bit of cumin and coriander is really nice. And then you get a little bit of sweetness from the beet and the parsnip as well. So totally different. And I'm gonna show you how I like to serve these. But first, there's one more latke. I figured, you know what, if we're doing latkes, why can't we have latkes for dessert? We're gonna do a sweet potato latke, and the spice profile is gonna be just like a sweet potato pie or a pumpkin pie. So a lot of those toasty, fall, autumnal spices, if you will. Now I know some of you Weisenheimers are probably saying, Adam, those that actually aren't sweet potatoes, those are yams. You're right, they're yams. Sweet potatoes are actually kind of yellow and they look like potatoes, but you know, for the effect here, I want them to be orange. These have a lot less water in them, but we're gonna do that same move. We're gonna toss them with a little bit of salt, and that is gonna pull some more water out. 2 eggs, brown sugar, nutmeg, clove, ginger, cinnamon, pinch of salt. Go with 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I want it to get a little bit fluffy. Good. It's orange juice. Now you look at all this liquid that's coming out here, and you saw before I did that salting move, nothing was coming out. And this really is the trick, I'm telling you. I've made latkes a bunch of different ways, and when you don't go to that extra step to get the moisture, it'll be good, it'll be a little crunchy. It'll be like, crunchy. But this, they get crispy. Oof. There we go. Look at that. About 1/3 cup of flour on this one. And again, take a look at what we see. Isn't that what we like? We've seen that before. Nice, stiff mixture, should stand up at attention when provoked. Fully mixed in. Let's head to the oil. It smells like sweet potato pie. That's what's going on right here. All right, I'm gonna finish off these sweet potato latkes, and then I'm gonna show you how we like to serve all the latkes. Well, I hope that we've proved that you can enjoy latkes for 3 square meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And here's how we like to enjoy them. The classic, of course, applesauce. Doesn't get more simple than that. Classic flavor. It's what I grew up on. It's what I love. Here's a root vegetable latke. You can see we put a little Greek yogurt, some scallions on this one. We got a little fancy with a little Nova. Huh? A little smoked salmon on the latke. Nothing wrong with that. And then finally, the sweet potato latkes for dessert. But you know what? They look like they need something. That's right. Sweet potato latke with vanilla ice cream. I hope you latke purists will indulge me as I enjoy this. Wow. Yeah. This is happening right now.